Hi everyone, welcome to my very first YouTube video, Paint with me. Today we're going to paint this scene, the road in the middle of the forest after the rain. First off, I don't know why I always do this, but I always put way too much white paint on my palette for some reason. I never end up using it all, so maybe don't do that. Anyway, I'm starting by mixing some green with a little white and black. Since this is a faraway tree, the color needs to be toned down and a bit muted. It's farther from our eyes, so it shouldn't be too vibrant. Here I'm just adding a darker mixture for a bit more variation in the green, but make sure it's not too vibrant since this is just the background color. I'm also adding some red paint to make the green more desaturated. By the way, there's going to be a big tree in this area, so I'm completely leaving it blank for now. Also a tip, try mixing a larger amount of paint on your palette. I kept mixing small amounts, so I kept running out and had to remix colors over and over again, which can get a bit annoying. I like my paint to be more watery because it's just easier for me to fix things if I messed up. Now we're going to paint the sky. I should have done this earlier, but it's fine, we can do it now. For the sky, I'm just using white, mixing it with leftover paint on my palette. You can add a little bit of blue if you want, but it's not really the focus of the painting, so don't stress too much about it. I'm mixing green again, but with a lot more black this time for the shadow of the trees. Make sure it's not too dark since these trees are far away. Also make sure to tap in the lower part of the tree because shadows usually fall more toward the bottom. Now I'm starting to create the tree trunks of the faraway trees. Since it's far, I make sure the color isn't too intense. I'm mixing green with a little bit of brown, but if you don't have brown, you can just use a tiny bit of black. But again, make sure it's not too dark since it's still far away. For this tree right here, it's pretty close, so I'm mixing a darker paint mixture with black and brown. I don't get why so many people avoid black paint in their work, and my paintings feel flat without it. I love a strong contrast, so I really enjoy using black. Also, please let me know if you prefer the video to be just the rain sound without me yapping in the background, because maybe some people just prefer it to be quiet. Now back to the faraway tree, but not too far away this time, so you can add a bit more dark paint to it. Hopefully you're not stressing too much about where each tree trunk goes. Once you add the darker, closer trunks, it'll all start coming together. Now I'm painting closer tree trunks, so it's going to be really dark. I already love how it's looking now that it's all coming together nicely. Now I'm adding some small tree branches. Now for the grass area, I'm going to use green paint that's not mixed with anything. Just for the highlight, I'm using yellow-green. If you don't have that, just mix your green with more yellow. Don't stress too much if the colors don't match perfectly. As long as you keep in mind that objects closer to us will be more vibrant, that's what really matters. Just go with it. This is just the background color, so we'll add the details later. So I'm adding a darker mixture to the soil area now. I'm using this color, well, I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but if you don't have this, you can mix red and black together. You can also add a little bit of yellow to get something similar. We're also gonna add the details later for this one. I'm painting the road now, but I'm going to come back to it later because I feel like the color is too bright. So for now we can just move on to the next step. And now this is my favorite part, painting the water reflection. You can mix a darker blue color with some black for the reflection, but not too dark. We'll paint this area here where the road meets the soil. We're going to add the details of the reflection later. And here I'm fixing the color from earlier because it was too bright. Now this is also one of my favorite parts, painting the highlights on the leaves of the tree. For this I'm using pure green, specifically yellow green with no other mixture. This helps it really stand out as a highlight in the painting. I'm just adding a few touches here and there and making sure to scatter them around. Next, I'm mixing the darker color for the shadow of the grass and adding it to the lower part here. Here I'm just painting with my left hand because I get tired, but I'm not ambidextrous, guys, though it would be fine if I could do that. Now I'm adding a little bit more highlights to the grass. Now for the soil area, I'm mixing the color we used earlier for the soil with a slightly lighter tone. If you don't have the exact color I'm using, you can mix it with a little bit of white. I'm also adding more shadow to the soil with a darker mixture. For the road, I'm adding a darker mixture along the edge. As for the tree trunks that are closer to us, I'm adding reflections here, just for the bigger ones. You can use a darker blue mixture with some black. I love how it's turning out already. I don't know, maybe it's me, but me personally, I really appreciate each piece that I finish. Maybe some people would see so many things wrong with it, but I'm just really happy that I can finish a piece that day, and I just really appreciate it. Now one final touch, well, not really final because we still need to paint the center line of the road. But for now, we're adding some blue flowers in the grass. If you don't like the color blue, feel free to use any color you prefer. It's not just limited to the blue. But I think it works well with this painting. Don't forget to add a bit of shadow to your blue flowers and a tiny highlight to them as well. Well, actually I'm kind of messed up a bit. I forgot to add the flower reflection to the water, but it's fine. Now I'm going to paint the center line here using yellow. For the faraway center line on the road, I'm toning down the color a bit so it's not too vibrant. I'm doing this by mixing a tiny bit of white and black into the yellow, just a little. And for the center line that's closer to us, I'm adding a bit of orange to the mixture. But here I couldn't resist adding a darker mixture to the tree trunks that are closer to us. I needed to be darker still. That's how much I love the color black. Honestly, I love this so much. If I don't have black paint with me, I can't paint. I need it. Some people will replace black with other colors. I cannot. Now for the satisfying part, peeling off the tape from the painting. You can finally see the final outcome of the painting. It's so satisfying to do. That's all for this video, guys. I'm actually really nervous because it's my first video, but I hope you like it. Let me know what you like to see me paint next, and maybe I can make that happen. Thank you so much for watching.